Alright, so now that we got project number 1 done, are we excited to move on to project number 2? Because I am very excited for this project. This is going to be such a fun project to do. I know you're going to have fun making this as well. All we're going to need for this project is construction paper of your choice. You need 1 piece of construction paper for the hand. I chose to do pink. And 1 for the centerpiece, which is going to be the fun part as well. So we're going to need 2 pieces of construction paper, our scissors, remember to be holding them the right way, okay, and our glue. That's all we need, just 3 things: glue, scissors, and our paper. Oh, but wait a second. How are we going to draw on this paper, though, if we only need those 3 things? What do we need? What are we missing? Oh, the marker, right? Yeah, that's right. We need a marker so we can draw. Okay, now that we got everything, we have everything that we need. So we're going to begin. I'm going to angle this camera down just a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing here for this part, okay? So, with this part, we are going to be making 2 hands, just like that, with an accordion center, okay? So what I want you to do is take your marker, your pencil, or whatever you're using, place your hand down. Maybe you need daddy's help or mommy's help for this part. And then we're going to trace our hand out, just like this. So we have our right hand. Be sure to hold your hand very still, okay? Now, it doesn't have to be perfectly traced out. We want somewhat of a hand to form, okay? No matter what, your mommy is going to love this so much. And then you have 1 hand. Now, this is going to be the tricky part. Doing your other hand that you're not good at drawing with, right? Just like me. This part is going to be hard because I write and draw with my right hand. So, drawing with my left hand is going to be a little tricky, but we can do it, right? So I want you to place your thumbs right next to this thumb right here, okay? And then we're going to draw, and maybe your daddy can help you with this part. And we're going to trace right around our hand. And like I said, it does not have to be perfect. Mine is not going to come out perfect. Okay. Some fingers are going to end up being bigger than the other fingers. And now if you see that, we have 2 hands. Both of our hands are on here. And now what do you think it's time for? I think it's time for our scissors. Okay, I'm going to angle this back up just a little bit so I can cut it. One more time. Okay, now we are going to cut our hands out. Maybe your daddy can help you with this part, because this one is going to be the hard part. Unlike the heart in the last one, the heart was easy to cut out, wasn't it? Because there was only just a little bit. But the hands are going to be the trickier part, because you have these little tiny in-between pieces that make a V. Do you know what starts with a V? I think we went over it in a book before, didn't we? We have Valley, right? Or Valentine's Day. Maybe some of your names start with the V. But whatever it is, this is going to be a very fun activity for you. I know it is. Once we get all of our hands cut out, I'm just doing this in real time so you can see how I'm doing this. You see, as I'm cutting, I'm moving the paper with it. I'm not lifting the scissors at all. I'm just turning the paper and holding the scissors still. So, when I turn the paper, I hold the scissors still and I do not cut it. So when I cut and I turn the paper, I'm cutting like this, okay, when I move it. But when I'm moving it and turning it, I hold them still, and then I cut, okay? So that makes it a whole lot easier to understand, right? You cut when you hold the paper still, but when you're turning it to get a better angle for the fingers, you hold the scissors still, and then you can cut. Okay, so let's try that with the left hand this time. Or the right hand, or whichever hand you guys are on. So we're doing this hand. And I really hope you guys are having a really great day with your mommies and daddies and staying at home and being safe and washing your hands and trying not to touch your face as much as possible. It's hard for me to do too. So I still touch my face, but we have to wash our hands after every time we touch our face or we sneeze or cough into them, okay? Just remember that. So as we're cutting these hands, just remember, these hands are clean hands. But if we sneeze on them or we wipe our nose with our hands, because we're young, we're going to wipe our noses, I know. Or if we cough into our hands or do anything with our hands that is dirty, we want to wash our hands and stay clean, okay, and safe. So once this is done, we move on to the next part, which should be fun and a little tricky, but I know you guys can do it. Okay, now that we are done cutting this out, we have two hands. We have a right hand and we have a left hand, but it's probably backwards because you're watching this on the video here, so you'll probably be seeing the left hand and the right hand when I raise it. So we can put our scissors to the side for a minute because we're done. And we're going to want to put our hands to the side as well, okay? We're not going to need these for a minute until we start working with them. So we're going to put our hands down to the side next to our glue. And we're going to take our next piece of paper. It's our construction paper. So what I want to do is, with our hands, we're going to make an accordion style center. Do you guys know what an accordion is? It's a piece of music that is folded in half, but when you spread it out, it makes music and pushes air. But this one's not going to make music, unfortunately. But we're going to put it in between the two hands, and on one hand it's going to say, Mommy, do you know how much I love you? And you're going to spread it out however big you want it. That's how much you want to make, okay? And on the back, it's going to say this much. Okay? So what I want you to do is figure out how long you want it first. If you want it really long, we're going to make even more lines and strips of paper. But I want mine kind of long, but not super long. Okay? So I'm going to make, let me say, 4 pieces. And this part, you do not have to have perfect lines for it. Mine are not perfect. Mine are, some are bigger than the others, some are smaller, as you can see. So we're going to draw the lines just like I did. And then we're going to cut them out. And after this part, it's going to be folding it, and then we're going to glue it. So you're going to take your scissors, and we're going to cut the squares out. Or the strips of paper, I'm sorry, not squares. What am I thinking, Mr. Nate? What do you mean squares? These are long rectangles, right? Not squares. How silly of me. But if you notice, the rectangles also have 4 sides to them, just like a square does, right? But is this a strip, a rectangle, or a square? This is a strip of paper, isn't it? I thought so. You guys are too smart for me. Okay? So I want to do this in real time. Normally I would have all the equipment and material already laid out and ready to go. But I want you guys to see how I'm doing this and putting this together. So once you have your strips of paper, there is going to be some marker on it, of course. You can have 4 or even 5 strips of paper. I want to show you what I'm going to do. So, if you see it, watch very carefully what I'm doing, okay? We're going to take this piece right here, we're going to fold it on top of itself, okay? So it's like this, folds down, and then we're going to flip it over. We're gonna fold it so it's kind of even with this, okay? So we wanna make little squares like this. And then we're gonna flip it over and fold. And we're gonna do this all the way down until the end, okay? So we're gonna flip it, fold, flip it, fold, flip it, fold, flip it, fold, flip it, fold. And when you get to the end, this is what it's gonna look like. It's gonna come out like that. So we wanna do that with all 4 or 5 or however many you made, okay? So I'm gonna do this real quick. Now that we got the technique down, you can do it however it feels comfortable to you. Like me, if you don't want to keep on flipping it and folding it like that, you can hold it just like this. Fold it down towards you, fold it away from you, fold it towards you, fold it away from you, fold it towards you, and away from you. And what we are going to do, if you want it longer, is we are going to take our glue and glue these pieces together right there, okay? So that it just folds right onto itself like that. But I want 4 pieces for mine. And I'm going to put this 5th one to the side. And I'm just going to fold these really quickly. So the more you do this, the quicker you're going to be at it. And it's just like everything in life. The more you do it, the more you practice, the better you're going to be with it. Okay? It doesn't matter what you do. The more you practice, the better you will be. And there's just some things that you cannot get the hang of, but as long as you do your best, that's all that matters. Do as best as you can. And you will be perfectly fine. So now that I have all 4 of mine, these are little accordion pieces. Remember the word accordion. What we're going to do now is we're going to attach them using our glue. So I want you to take whichever side you want, whichever piece, it doesn't matter, and we're going to put some glue on the outside bit of that one, okay? So right here, I'm going to put glue right on the outside. And we are going to glue these pieces together just like this, okay? It doesn't matter which way it goes because they're all going to fold into each other. And we're going to glue them together. Okay, so those 2 are glued together. And I'm going to glue this side together now. So I'm going to glue this piece right here. And we're going to glue that on. And see, it's bigger than the other one, but that's perfectly fine. That's really acceptable. And this piece, this project, I know your mom is going to love this. Your mommy is going to absolutely love this so much. And now once these are glued, what do you think the next step is? Do we need our hands again, or do we need something else? I think we need our hands, don't we? So we're going to take one hand, and just like we glued all these pieces together, we're going to put glue on this piece, and we are going to stick it just like that to the inside of the hand, okay? Now watch. I'm putting glue on this piece right here, and I am going to stick it to the inside of the hand just like that. Okay? So you see, it's stuck right there just like that with the glue. Now we're going to take the other hand that we cut out, and are we going to put it right in the middle? No, I don't think so. We're going to put it on the other side, right? But if you want, we want to make the thumbs match up so that when you put it together, it looks like you're clapping, right? So it's going to go like that. So we want our thumbs lining up. So put your glue on this last piece right here. And stick it to the inside of this thumb now. And now you just fold these up, as you can see, just like this. And then you fold it all the way to the end. There's our first piece right there that we glued together. And we're just going to fold this all the way up, right to the end. And then when it's all finished, it's going to look like that. Okay? Now, you can have mommy and daddy or daddy write the words on there for you, which we probably should have done in the beginning, but it can still work this way too. Okay, so we're gonna write you put mommy. You can write whatever you want on this, but I'm writing, mommy, do you know how much I love you? See? And then it says, mommy, do you know how much I love you? And on the back hand, you put this much. And now at this point, if you want to, so that it doesn't break or fall apart or anything, you can either staple it or tape it up. So you can take a piece of tape if you want and hold it together right here until mommy opens it, and put one piece on like a few of the fingers or on the sides here, and that'll pinch it together so that it won't fall out. And when she gets it, mommy will read it, and you can bring it up and say, I made this for you, mommy. Happy Mother's Day. And it says, mommy, do you know how much I love you? And when she opens it, how much do I love mommy? This much. That's a whole bunch, isn't it? And then she can have one giant hug, just hugging her. So there's that activity and that project. Isn't that so much fun, friends? Look at that. Alright, friends, and we're on our third and final project for this Mother's Day. Now, do you know what makes a home? A door, a house, a roof? Or does love make a home? Like you love your mommy, you love your daddy, and your mommy and daddy loves you. Or like you love your puppy. Love makes a home. So what do you think we're gonna make? We're gonna make a home. So I already went ahead and made the first part, cut it out. But what we're gonna do with this is, if I can open this, is it's gonna be a home when you open it. And I will show you. You'll see once we are done how this is gonna become a home, okay? So the first step is to take your piece of paper. I'm gonna put it over any color you want to be your starter home, your beginning, okay? So you're gonna fold it in half, just like that. Make sure the edges line up, okay? Once they're lined up, you're gonna pinch the sides and flatten it, just like that. So you have half a paper now. And what you're going to do with that half of paper is you are going to trace out a home, or you can print one out offline too. If you're good at drawing, you could do it, or if mommy and daddy is, you can do it. Mine is a little uneven, so I should have done it before, or I should have printed it out, or at least measured better. But as you can see, for mine, I drew it, and it comes up to the center, and this is important. You see how this part is folded over right here? You want this side to be the house side, okay? Like the walls. So that's why you're going to go from here, the folded side, up to the top. And then we're going to come down to right there, okay? That's all you need, just a triangle right there. And it's going to come out like this. A little uneven, but it's okay. Nobody's house is perfect. Nobody's house is perfect. So once you have this cut out, we can begin. So if you'd like to pause it right now and trace it out or print out your house stencil. I'm sorry, I cannot speak today. If you want to print out your house stencil, put it on the paper, trace it out, and then cut it, go right ahead. So I'd say pause the video right here and come back when you're ready or hit play. Okay? So now that we're ready for the next part, what I want you to do is get your stickers or whatever you want and grab your markers and grab your popsicle sticks. This is what we're gonna need, and your glue. So we need construction paper, your glue, your markers, and your stickers. And what we're going to do is we are going to write right on the front. You can either print this off or write it. Okay? And you are going to write Mom right on the front page, okay? And if you want, we can take another piece of paper and we are going to draw a heart out. You don't have to do this step if you don't want to, okay? Or you can have your mommy or daddy help you make the heart. But I'm going to do a heart, and we are going to put this right on the front. Or you can even draw your heart onto the front. You don't even have to do this part, okay? You don't have to go up and cut out your heart. You can just draw it on and color it in. But that's what's going to go on the front. So you're going to write Mom first, right on the bottom in the center. And then with this heart, we are going to place it right there. And you can make it as big or as small as you want. Or if you want multiple hearts, mini hearts, you can put them on there, okay? And then I got the Elmer's glue because this liquid glue is going to hold a little bit better when it dries, as opposed to the stick glue for this activity, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put a few drops. That's it, just dots. You do not need a whole lot. I know some of you like to sit there and squeeze the tub until the whole entire thing is covered. And you guys, let me close this. I know you guys like to sit there and squeeze it instead of putting it, but if you just barely squeeze it, you'll get a little drop. Just like that. Barely squeeze it and you get a drop, okay? So once that's done, it'll look like this. So you have it saying Mom with a heart on it. Now we're going to open it up and move to the inside, okay? This is where you can put any stickers or whatever you want inside of it, okay? And this says, you make our house. You make our house a home. And you can write whatever you want in here. You don't have to say that, but this is what I'm putting in there. It says, you make our house a home. You see? And you can put Happy Mother's Day on the other side if you want, or just have fun with this, okay? And you have both of those on the inside. Now you have your sayings, whatever you want to add. Now this is where you can grab your stickers. You may need to cut the bag open. And I got all kinds of stickers in here. I have hearts, I have clovers, I have pink stickers, there's little dolphins, there's little lips on it. You can put whatever you want. Unicorns, owls, if your mommy likes owls. You can put owls out there because owls sit on the house, right? owls sit by the tree or they come near the house. I'm sure you've seen an owl or two by your house before, or you can hear them at night. What sound does an owl make? Do you guys know? It goes, hoo, hoo, right? So I'm just gonna put one owl right there, just to demonstrate, and I'm going to put, let me go with a unicorn. Okay, I'm gonna put a unicorn up there, because I'm sure who I give this to will like unicorns on it as well. Now, some of these are being sticky and tricky and uncooperative, but there we go. So see, we have a unicorn, and I'm going to put it on this side, and I will show you once I get it on. Now see, we have our stickers there, okay? So when you get done decorating the inside, I want you to close it and come back to the front, okay? So once you're back on the front, here's what I want you to do. We are gonna take our glue again, and I'll hold it up for you. We are going to line the house that we have. We aren't gonna put a lot of glue down, okay? But we are gonna put enough glue to make it stick. Because I have the bigger pieces, or the bigger popsicle sticks, I need a little bit more glue. So if you use the bigger pieces, you need more glue. So as you can see, I have glue just like that. So put glue up along here and along here. Then you're gonna take your popsicle sticks, you're gonna take 2 of them, right? And we're gonna put them over here. We have 1. And if they're too long and they're gonna overlap, what you can do, you can slide it down a little bit and let it hang off a little. Then you're going to take your next one, you see? And we are going to put it right there like that. Okay? And see that? It's starting to look like a house now, isn't it? And if you need to, you can put some glue in between these 2 popsicle sticks where they overlap right there. So as you see, it looks like that. And like we said, the house does not have to be perfect, because it's art. Art is not perfect. Alright? And once you have that, we are going to take some glue and go right along the bottom, right underneath Mom, okay? You see? Right along there. I will show you. Let me take my glue. And this is where you can put a little bit more glue. If you have a bigger popsicle stick, you may need more glue on it. But I'm going to take the glue, put it down, and put my popsicle stick on it right here, just like that. See? Now, doesn't this look like a home? That looks cool, doesn't it? It looks pretty. And what I want you to do, you can choose to do this if you want to, but to make it sturdier, I would suggest doing it on the back as well. Because if you do it just the front, it's going to be a little wobbly, isn't it? So we're going to flip it over, and we're going to do the same exact thing on the back. So in total, you're going to need at least 6 popsicle sticks, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do that, but you want to make sure you don't put it on the popsicle stick that's hanging over. Otherwise, they're going to stick together, and your mommy won't be able to get the pretty card you made her open. And we wouldn't like that, would we? We want her to see the card that we worked so hard to put together. So I will show you what it looks like in 1 minute. I'm almost done. Let me get my glue on here. And then, like I said, you can decorate the front, the back, the outside, the inside. You can add whatever you want on there. The limits are your own imagination. Whatever you want to add is up to you. You can add whatever you want. So now, you see, there's the back. So you can hold it and it's not flimsy anymore, really, is it? And even if you really wanted to, you can cut these popsicle sticks in half and have some going down the sides. And then you can paint these too if you wanted to make it look pretty. But the choice is all up to you, and how you design this and decorate it is your choice. But I'm sure your mommy is going to love this so much. She's going to want to hang it. You can even put a hole through the top if you wanted to and put some string in there so she can hang it up. But when you give it to her, when it's all dry, she'll be able to open it up and it'll say, "Happy Mother's Day. I love you." You see? Isn't that so wonderful? And she will know how hard you worked for this and created it for her. But with that being said, friends, I'm going to set that to the side, and I just want to wish you a happy weekend, and to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. You are doing an amazing job with your kids. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You are working so hard, and they are just such a blessing. Just love your kids for all they are, even during the hard times. I understand it. I don't have kids, but I work with them, and I understand there are hard times that happen. And just know that for all those hard times, there's equal amounts of good time, even double or triple good times, and they are just such a blessing to have in class. So, and to all the kids out there, please love your mothers. Give them a great big hug and tell them Happy Mother's Day. Thank you, friends. So with that being said, we have made 3 amazing crafts, and I hope you get to make at least one of these with your daddy or your mommy or anybody else. And I wish everybody out there a happy Mother's Day. So with that being said, have an amazing day, and I can't wait to see you again on Monday. Bye, friends.